Hello, everybody, and welcome to XPNsion Network, accelerating the consciousness of humanity every single day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because the Ask Julius Show, whose 59th episode is being broadcasted live to the world right now, is actually broadcasted to every single corner of this earth. Thank you so much for being with us today. This is Angel Rivo, the co-founder of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation, and also known in the US as the CEO confidant in the world of business. And obviously we have the wonderful Casey Joe channeling Julius and his group of entities. Casey, what a wonderful mandala. It's a mandala, right? It's the name, or how do you call it?
Right. No, that's right. I had to get something exciting going on in the background, right? Wanted to welcome everybody into the space. Hope everybody is just having nothing but a magnificent day, magnificent evening. We're always so excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. Super excited to be here because it's the 59th episode of the Ask Julius Show, a show in which everybody live, and we have a lot of people joining us live, and everybody offline sending an email to support@expandwithjulius.com, support@expandwithjulius.com. They send us questions of things they really want to know. It can be something personal. It can be something, whatever they feel like asking. And Casey is actually channeling a group of entities, Julius and his group of entities. And what they do is actually they answer to all those questions. And we are very happy to have you. And I'm already showing here lovely Androline, who is sending us love and kisses. Daylene is also here. Hello to you all. We are early today. We like to be early. And thank you again, everybody, for being here again. The Ask Julius Show, episode number 59. And actually, we're going to start with a question, offline question, because actually we have accumulated so many offline questions that we're going to start with an offline question. I'm going to become myself small because we want to give, hold on a second, if I find the cursor, because I have like three different monitors here. Okay, so I'm going to put myself in the corner, lower corner. Okay, so everybody can see the splendid Casey. Okay, so the first question comes actually from Julie's compound. Will we ever have a day where things like going to the dentist and getting lidocaine for a procedure, will there ever have a day where things like going to the dentist and getting the lidocaine for procedure will be safe again without the graphene oxide on it?
So what's very interesting, Master, is your whole dental industry has been manufactured and created for you by creating the decay, by creating the decomposition, and by creating the illusion that you only have two sets of teeth. So they actually, in your body, that continually grows new teeth. Whenever your teeth would rot or erode or possibly fall out, you actually are designed to produce a lifetime full of new teeth. It's an enzyme that has been blocked from your body. They also have created a whole industry of decay and rotting of your teeth. Of course, by now you probably know that fluoride is one of the worst things that you could be putting in your teeth and gums, as well as blocking and calcifying your pineal gland. So We are hoping, Masters, that one day there won't even be a dental industry, not in the sense that you are used to. Like you could go to the dentist perhaps and have some cleaning work done, perhaps maybe even some cosmetic work done. But the dental industry, as you know it now, we are hoping will be completely abolished and completely restored and rejuvenated once all of these poisonings and all the decompositions for your physical bodies take place. And also, if the med beds or medical devices and extraordinary advanced medical techniques are really in, you're not even going to really have dentists the way that it are. They can direct all kinds of redesign work and all kinds of healing work for every aspect of your body, including your dental work.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you, Julius Compound, for the question. Okay, so we're going to go to the next question. By the way, I didn't have even time to show the question. That was the question. Let me go here. That was the question that Julius just answered for Julie. Okay, so I'm going to mark this question as answered. And the next question, also offline, comes from Sandy. In South Africa, there is such a thing called load shedding by energy supplier Eskom, whereby homes and business have their electrical supply cut for periods between 6 and 12 hours per day. Why exactly is this happening, and when could there be an end to this? Thank you, and blessings to you all.
Well, Master, it's all about control. It's all about control and manipulation. They're doing that to everybody around the earth. It's interesting, isn't it, how they can convince everybody that there's some kind of shortage in everything that you need to exist here on this Earth ship. And unfortunately, those things have always been converted over to corporations and entities that control everything. You are being controlled and manipulated. That is the truth, in order to keep you enslaved, to keep you imprisoned and in need. It's a truth. Whether they're doing it in means that are very obvious to you, or they're doing it just through weather manipulation and HARP, where they're controlling and manipulating the way the Earth operates, where you are located, and blocking receivership and transference of frequency, all of that is taking place. Again, we are hoping that those things are soon going to come to a halt. And when they do, many, many, many things will shift and change, Masters, including your weather patterns and the way the Earth ship operates. So those things, there's going to be a kind of a check and balance system that's going to take place for a long time. And what's really going to get interesting is the climates will drastically change around the world. Places and locations on the Earth that you are used to being the opposite way than what you normally are used to. They practice a lot of inversion in all kinds of different things on the Earth ship. But the truth is, the whole Earth ship, no location on the Earth ship should be desolate, should be dried out, should be lacking, should be parched in any way. The Earth ship is a globe, and you have enough moisture in your atmosphere effect and really moisturize and create predictable, highly productive of foods and nutrients for all of you. And as soon as they stop controlling all of that, the whole Earth ship is going to come back more into a terrarium effect for itself.
All right, thank you so much. By the way, I am noticing, and actually you're breaking up. I don't know if the rest of the people are also noticing that, but every, I would say 45 seconds, there's a silence of like probably 2 to 3 seconds. So we apologize for that. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know so that that's going on. In case we ask you to repeat something, we will do it. Okay. So thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. Also, let's go for an online question. Excuse me. Exactly. For an online question. The first question that comes from Lovely Online, that comes from Lovely Andrelane is, do sunscreens products cause cancer? Does the sun cause skin cancer? Thank you.
Sunscreen products cause cancer. The sun does not cause cancer. In fact, the sun heals. The sun is an extraordinary healer. It is also an amplifier of your metabolism, of your immune system, obviously vitamin D, obviously vitamin C. It is so good for you, which is why they want to block it from you with these poisonous ingredients and by blocking the sun itself. So the sunscreens block the absorption of the sun, which is going to lead to a deterioration of your health, because you're basically plants. You're basically plants, and you definitively need that sun. Now, you can't get uncomfortable if you're out in it too long and you get sunburned. So, you need to be mindful to cover up yourself so that you don't cause pain and harm to, your exterior skin. But the sun is so good for you. It is so good for you. And isn't it amazing what everybody has been programmed to believe and programmed to accept? And, one of the worst things that you can do is start to saturate small children with sunscreen. Some of the worst thing that you can do for them, it not only, again, does it block the natural healing, immune system effects, metabolism effects, it also activates the brain, stimulates thought, stimulates brain activity in young children. But not only are you blocking that, but you are adding the poisonous, cancerous ingredients of the sunblock. Really, if you're concerned about being in the sun, make sure that you're using a good cover up for yourself to prevent burning. But even at that, you should be out in the sun a little bit. And we've talked about the benefits of sun gazing, and letting that sun come in your eyes, really heal and saturate your body. It is extraordinary. And so is the moon. It's kind of ridiculous. You don't make moon screens, right? Like, they aren't afraid of everybody being exposed to the moon too much, right? But they've convinced everybody that the sun is a bad thing.
So true. So true. Thank you so much. By the way, I want to say hello to someone who says it's the first time here. Her name is Barbara. Barbara, thank you so much for joining us. We are honored to have you. First time here. Look forward to this call with Casey. Absolutely. Anytime. Thank you so much for joining us. And also we have Angel Wings Amanda, who's saying hello, everyone. Who else is saying hello? Hello. Ana Gabriela Derbez is saying, I can hear clearly. Thank you so much. All right. And Stacy Savage is saying, love the sunscreen question. I've been wanting to ask that and have always suspected the same thing. Awesome. All right. So now let's go to another question offline. It's from Tammy. And Tammy's asking, I used to pray or ask for what I want from God. If I am God, how do I go about making things happen for me? Let's say I need a new car. Do I say a new car for me? So shall it be? Thank you, Tammy, for the question. That's a great question.
Yeah. So, Master, it goes from asking to stating a declaration for yourself. And so it is, or as it will be, as you are visualizing and setting your intention for your own self. You can say things like, I am gathering all aspects of the omnigalactic energy that is mine, that creates all experience here on this earth ship for my own self. And I now draw attention to the desire for this, and this in your life. It is a very powerful energy, Master, and it is a very powerful truth. But we also want to reiterate that what you fully accept as true for you is. So if you don't accept that you are this powerful force, odds are that doubt and that judgment as to whether it's going to be real or not is going to come into the process and could lack in the production of your experience, where many people believe so with everything in their soul that there's a God outside of them that provides for them, that energy of knowing will help produce what it is that you are looking for. It has nothing to do with the God, an actual God outside of you, but it is all to do with your vibration and your knowing, because you're God. Okay. So we understand your question, but it really comes down, Masters, to the energy that on how you feel for what is true for you. Some people can produce extraordinary realities by praying to a head of cabbage. So shall the head of cabbage provide a new car for me, and poof, they've got a car by the end of the week. And people would say, well, that's ridiculous. And we would say, no, no, no. It's the frequency of knowing that puts it out as a truth for you, because you're God. That's what makes it happen for you. But if you are working on coming back to knowing that you are source, and you are trying to implement that dialogue to support your knowing, then yes, shift your dialogue master to you being all that is providing for your own self. And to make it comfortable for you, you could use words like my highest vibration, my highest truth, my undistracted truth, my fully aligned self, my knowing that of the all, or simply use the word love, masters, with love. So shall it be that in my life, I have these extraordinary things. But remember, masters, that whatever you are doing for your manifestation, hold it as a very, very powerful and strong truth for yourself. And so shall it be. And so it is.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And let me take the opportunity to say hello to Lori. Lori is always with us. Lori Haley, thank you. Hello, everyone. Love you all. Likewise. Chantel Svensson, love to everyone. Absolutely. Thank you so much. What else? All right. Who else is here saying hello? The rest are questions. So let me go to another offline question that has been here for a while. Okay. So thank you for your patience, Hilda B. And the question was, scientists have developed a 3D bioprinting technology to create organs, human organs, made from patients' own cells. What is Julius' perspective on this technology? Would such organs lower the frequency of the body? That's a great question.
No, they wouldn't lower the energy, the frequency, if they're made from the frequency of your body. So those frequencies would match. So masters, you are a hologram. You all know that, right? You're not real. Thought and emotion, just like everything else on this earth ship. That's why they can do it. That's why they can do it. They're actually just doing what you do, which is to create your own self from memories, from thoughts, from snapshots of what you have captured as a truth and a reality for your own self. So they're really just doing you in a laboratory. We would be concerned if it was a synthetic application, fully synthetic application, like artificial things. Implantable artificial things are very low frequency, and they can lower the frequency of your physical body. So those implants and those things that are titanium and those things that are plastic and all on polymers and things like that, those are very low frequency. Even the steel implants from dental and even root canals, anything implanted inside your body that is synthetic is lowering your frequency. But through 3D blueprinting, if they're using the energy echo and they're using your own cellular structure, then it would be a pretty close match for you. And the great thing is, because it's organic, it is a type of organic, that means that it would change and shift with you as you change your frequency. And you actually do have that technology's been around for a really long time. They literally can take any cell from your body and configure it into any formation. So literally they can just scrape the inside of your mouth and make a pancreas, make a liver, make a kidney, make a heart. They can do that. They have the technology to do that. It's been around for a very long time, and it's a form of organic. It definitely does not have quite the density level as most of the organs that you put together that grew with you, because what they have to do is they have to grow it in a lab and then put it inside of you. So then it creates a little bit more consciousness or thought energy in between the cells. Doesn't make it any less effective, just makes it slightly more dense version of thought energy or holographic projection. But done properly, it has a great operational component to it. Just depends on the technology that they're using on you right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next question comes also from Hilda B. In this case, live. There is info about technology that downloads the memories from the brain. How does that work? Are aspects of the memory, such as visual, sensory impressions, and emotions, downloadable?
Well, we're not sure if you're saying, are they downloadable onto what? Are you talking about downloadable onto a computer? You can put your thoughts onto a computer. Are you talking about having them download onto a device and then put back into you so that you can remember? There are points of the brain that can be programmed. You're all totally programmed. Everybody human is walking around being programmed for things that they believe. So yes, of course, anything can be put programmed into the brain. We do not support that that is the appropriate way to have memory and recall. We support that high consciousness and high frequency will open up and activate dormant parts of the brain, and you can recall everything, not only here, but everything with you connected in other timelines and other lifetimes as well. Your physical brain has the capacity to do that. And all it takes is a journey into high consciousness and opening up your pineal gland, opening up your pituitary gland, and activating dormant parts of your brain. But that takes a lot of effort, a lot of intention, but it is an extraordinary state. And then the cool thing is you never have to worry about somebody turning that program off.
Excellent. Great question, and obviously great answer. Another offline question coming from Tanya Brush. How do we grow organic foods with the skies being sprayed?
Yeah, great question. Super great question. And really the best thing that you can do is do it in a contained environment, a type of a greenhouse, a type of a terrarium where you can do your best to control the purification of what is used. But at this time, nearly everything is touched with some types of toxicity and poisons, from the water that you would be using in these containers to obviously even the soil that is used in these containers. You can clean and clear soil with selenite. You can grind it up. Selenite, you can get big slabs of selenite and grind it up and mix it in with your soil. That'll help clear and clean the toxicities. And you can actually do that in the water as well. But we would say everything needs to be contained. And hydroponics are a great way of growing as well. But again, you still have to work with the effects of toxicities. And magnets in an environment will help pull toxicities out of your soil and out of your water. And then also having quartz crystals placed around, and all kinds of crystals to help pull any of the toxicities in your environment and maybe in your growing conditions as well, because people are using technology, even their lighting. Okay. And so obsidian is a really great crystal or stone to keep in any of your growing environments. Helps purify your energy, purify your air, purify your water, and purify your soil.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question comes from Stacy Savage, also offline. Julius, so many kids are addicted to the games on their screens and are given what seems like an unlimited amount of time every day to play on them. Do you have any practical advice for this? And what is the appropriate for how much time per day?
Well, Master, we would say that that is up to you. We don't think you should be on them at all. They're nothing but poison. They're nothing but damage to the brain. So how much time you want to spend is totally up to you. We want to reiterate what we just said. They are nothing but damage to the brain. Period. So you get to determine what's an appropriate time for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question from Hilda B. Online, a live question. Movies have shown physical bodies that are preserved through cryogenic freezing and then revived. Is that possible? Does a soul remain in a frozen body? That's a great question.
Great question. So yes, cryogenics is been around for a very long time. It's been around for centuries. Okay. You can go to our Antarctica and dig up a body and bring it back to life. So cryogenics has been around for a very long time. There's far more advanced ways to preserve the body, far more advanced ways. But yes, cryogenics does work. Your soul does not stay in a body in 100% of the time when you're a living and breathing tissued person. Your soul leaves the body at night. It does astral travel and does all kinds of things. When the body freezes up, the soul usually travels. Does it mean we will come back when the body is reactivated or reanimated? Odds are it will. But that's also an opportunity for a walk-in to occur. So just remember that when it's frozen, the soul usually exits. There will be a gossamer thread that will usually help guide the soul back upon reactivation or reanimation. But depending on how long that has been gone or how long that body has been frozen, it could be that a walk-in soul will come in and that person will appear and will be a completely different person than they were when they underwent the cryogenics process.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. I love that question. And obviously, the answer. Next question is an offline question. Again, we're trying to catch up today. This is episode number 59 of the Ask Julius Show. Every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here at XPNsion Network answering the questions from the audience, both online and offline. Do you want to send a question offline because you're not able to be here with us? Just send an email to support@expandwithjulius.com. And we will respond it as soon as possible. Today, we're catching up with a long list of questions we're getting also offline at support@expandwithjulius.com. And by the way, obviously, we have a special. We have a surprise. We're only 4 minutes away from the middle of the show. And at that meat of the show, we're going to be showing again the premiere of this wonderful product that we want to show, but you will have to wait a few more minutes. So the next question comes from actually Angel Wings Amanda. What makes, that's a great question. What makes a narcissist a narcissist?
Yeah. They have no empathy and they have no compassion whatsoever. So we're not sure if you're asking for the clinical definition and diagnostics of a narcissist, or if you're asking us why narcissism has place. So narcissism mostly happens through trauma. It mostly happens through trauma. The effects of trauma during childhood, or the perception of trauma. So remember that trauma actually is a perception. So it can be caused through an abandonment issue that caused a trauma effect in a child, as well as unfortunate physical, emotional, spiritual trauma to a child. And what happens is the soul moves out. The soul moves out. It literally is not seated in the physical body. And some narcissism cases are so extreme, the whole soul is hanging outside of the body, just barely attached for the functioning and ongoing state of the body. And because the soul is all about compassion and empathy and actually caring and having the ability to love, that's why narcissists don't have any of those abilities. They are only and fully engaged with their altered ego state. And unfortunately, it produces full destruction in their lives and full torture. They are cruel. They are fully manipulative, and it is a very, very dangerous place to be entangled with them. But so other than the clinical diagnosis of it, which you can all look up online, it's the aspect that their soul is out. It is outside of their body, and it usually occurs from trauma.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So actually, before getting into the 30th minute, I'm going to start announcing what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to show this wonderful, let me put the captions off. So we have more space here and we don't hide you and your beautiful face and your beautiful mandala. I'm always in hiding, but that's okay. I'm used to it. All right. So levels of consciousness expanded. Levels of consciousness expanded is the special for this week. And actually, levels of consciousness expanded, it's the second time. I'm already explaining what you're going to explain, but it's going to be the second time that in this new format, you are actually delivering alongside Julius and his group of entities a new retreat. Okay, so it's going to be between April 14th and April 17th, right? Okay, so can you please, obviously everybody, just take your phones, scan this QR code, and you will know everything you need to know about this wonderful level of consciousness expanded retreat that's going to happen between April 14th to April 17th. Can you give us the details, please, Casey?
Yeah, about 16 years ago, when we first Julius, their primary teachings were the 7 levels of consciousness, which gave everybody basically the owner's manual to the human experience. A very powerful teaching. Over the years, we've done some different varied versions of it because, of course, Julius always expands on everything that they talk about. And it's been a few years since we've updated this teaching. And in typical Julius form, there's always so much more to attach itself to these teachings that they brought to us years ago. And we just decided it's time. It's time to do it. And this one is going to be huge. So we have dedicated days to each of the levels. So this is going to be a very deeply saturated teaching on each of the 7 levels of consciousness, but also integrating your 7 energy bodies. Probably going to be talking about the chakras, going to be talking about your frequency bands, going to be talking about many things that they can kind of tie into this teaching. So we decided to do it like a retreat, in the sense we're just going to do it in consecutive days. Normally we break up courses and classes throughout the month, but we're just going to bang it out in almost a week's period of time to give everybody the opportunity to really get to know this information. And then, of course, be able to ask your questions. So you do not want to miss that. If you're going to attend or consider taking this teaching, you want to make sure that you get it on the Q&A, and you'll be all instructed on how to do that. But here's the other thing we really want to support. This teaching and this course will support you no matter who you follow and no matter what theory you lean into for your life. This is the galactic universal truth of the human experience. So this isn't just about following Julius. If whatever your thing is that you love to do, this even helps if you're a religious person, to help you dive into a much deeper understanding of the difference between low consciousness and high consciousness, and more importantly, how to get there, what that entails, and how to progress. It's going to be a fantastic experience. I always know that Julius is going to come through for us and always provide a lot more than what I even think they're going to, or even what I get information on. And it's just going to be the coolest thing. Please click on it. Please check it out. Please, please, please. If you've already had versions of the 7 levels of consciousness, we still encourage you to take this new updated version. There's going to be so much more information in on it. We want you to climb on board because there's been so much more that has taken place for humanity in the last 17 years than when this information first came through.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Remember, there's a QR code here that I'm going to show immediately, because when I share the rest of the screen, here it is. Okay, scan it, go to the website, the Expand with Julius website, and you will find all the information that you need. And obviously, as our team was just saying online, if you have any other questions, hold on a second. If you have more questions, please send an email to support@expandwithjulius.com, and all your questions will be answered, okay? So that's the special for this week of April. Okay, so let's go back to our wonderful attendees, the audience that everything deserves, because they're here with us all the time. Thank you for being so loyal. Oh my God, I would never be able to say enough good things about our audience and how loyal they are. They're always here. You know, today, for instance, we tried to be a little bit early. We started our show 10 to 15 minutes early. Still, immediately there were like 5 or 6 people already waiting at that time. So we are so appreciative and so grateful that you're always following us. This is the 59th Ask Julius Show. All right, so let's go to the next question. We have 11 questions online waiting to be answered. And literally, I was counting the offline ones. The offlines are just over 20. So we are overwhelmed, and we are here to answer them. And Julius and his group of entities is absolutely honored to be able to answer all those questions too. So the next question in line is, life is from Sarah Everett Brown. Is the practice of yoga and holding particular poses a worshipping and inviting in of satanic deities? That's a great question.
Wow. So we would not go with that theory. The practice of yoga balances the energies in the body and transfers oxygen through the body, which is very useful to ground you and to help bring you into the moment of now. But the way you stated your question, Master, when you are in an open moment of now point of receivership, if you are a very low consciousness being and you are desiring to use that to conjure in dark energies and satanic things, then we suppose you could pull them in doing that. Okay. But it's a wonderful way to bring the body into the moment of now and to balance the body and to transfer oxygen through the body. That's why some people really love it to activate Kundalini energy or to help activate the myriads and the chakras in the body, because it helps to bring you right into the center. And so if you wouldn't recommend anybody use it that way, then it probably would be an open access entry point for that energy as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. It comes from Barbara Marie Babish, who actually joined us for the first time today. And thank you for waiting for your question to be asked. As I said before, we have so many questions right now. All right. So for Casey and Julius, I was told this morning that I need to work with balancing my hormones. Can I do this energetically without seeing an homeopathic doctor?
We would recommend that you see a homeopathic doctor at this state for yourself, Master. You can keep your hormones in balance energetically, but don't forget, in order for you to work in that field, you'd have to be a 4th or 5th level of consciousness being, which you aren't yet. Now, don't be upset about that. That's just a truth. And we wouldn't want you to be disappointed or discouraged when you're not getting really, really great results with that. Now, we do support that if you go to a great homeopathic doctor, and you inject your thoughts and your emotions and your energy frequency, and you're going to have a great experience with the combination of the two. But in your current state of hormonal imbalance, we do not support that. We believe that you will have great success doing it energetically. Do your research and look into some really great homeopathic doctors. Give them the credit for their practitionership, for their modality and their expertise in being able to work holistically with your physical body.
All right, thank you so much. By the way, our loyal among loyals, Stacy Savage, is asking, I'm not sure if Angel can see my questions at the very top. Let me tell you, we haven't seen any questions at the very top, Stacy. We have not seen them. I was double checking on all our channels. We have not seen them. So if you don't mind, formulating them again, we will put them on the list. Okay, so sorry about that, but we have not seen any questions at the top of any social media outlet, unfortunately. But in return, we have actually a pending question from you, Stacy, on our offline list of questions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually ask that question, which still comes from you, Stacy. And that is Stacy's question. Julius, I have been fighting off entities in my dreams and doing prayers of protection in my sleep. I've also been sick twice in the last 3 weeks. Is this related? What is going on?
Yeah, low frequency, Master, low frequency. So any point of nightmares and battling in your dreams, it's a point of low frequency. But we will also tell you, has affected people energetically, drastically. And it's not just the day of the eclipse, it's 4 days before, 4 days after. So if you have been, experienced weird things in that week, that can be a turmoil of a lot of those things. And what happens, or what was happening with this eclipse, was a lot of clearing and cleaning, which is a lot of what's been going on since last year. We've been talking about on this show, as well as other platforms, that this is a time period where energies are just gutting themselves out there and things are being torn down, deconstructed, and exposed so that people can move on and make a very clear choice as to the direction that they want their conscious path to be. Either it's going down in the toilet and you're just not coming out this year, or you're really inspired to project yourself up. For some of your nightmares and some of your disruptiveness could be your purging, Master. It could be purging of some of your fears, trying to get your own energy clear and clean. What we do recommend for all of you is daily grounding techniques, daily earthing and grounding practices, because we are telling you, you are all in a ninja blender right now of energy frequency. And the only thing's going to help you stay balanced and sane in some of all of what's being thrown at you is if you are grounded and intentional and calm and clear and clean on your conscious journey. Now is a great time to get into some health and wellness practices. Take very good care of your heart space. Take very good care of your mind space. Take very good care of your energy body work.
Excellent. Great answer for sure. Thank you so much. And thank you obviously for your patience, Stacy. And let's go to the next question. Again, if any of you believes that we are actually missing on their questions, please let us know. We have right now questions from, this is the questions which are pending right now. Sonidine, Sarah, Barbara, Hilda, Sylvia Sudo, and Hilda again, okay? Those are the ones pending right now online, live here with us. And as I said before, we have plenty of them still not answered offline. I'm going to answer another offline question, trying to catch up. It comes from Sarah. And the question from Sarah is, can you explain endometriosis and natural treatments to regulate this monthly debilitating pain it creates? Yeah. The medical field is spinning their wheels to figure this one out. Cutting it out is their temporary solution as it grows back. My daughter is suffering immensely, and it is just getting worse and worse. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah, for confiding this to us today.
So we think we answered this question a couple of shows ago, talking about endometriosis. You're talking about energy. The energy behind it is self-punishment and self-judgment, probably interrelated to actions that you may have taken in other timelines or other lifetimes where you literally don't feel worthy of birthing children or having children. It could be a form of self-punishment. So that is the energy behind the condition. But the condition is activated through vaccines, all the limitations, any form of limitation in your normal hormonal flow, hormonal bodily functions is directly related to vaccine injury. Endometriosis is a byproduct of a hormone imbalance. Of course it is. And it can be treated homeopathically for hormones and imbalances in the body. But it is also a byproduct of calcification, which is directly related to animal and dairy product. So a great way to rectify or work with endometriosis is a full vegan or frugivore diet.
All right. Thank you so much. Again, we're trying to and cover all the bases. We appreciate your patience. We're saying, someone say here that we already answered that question. Well, again, we're trying to cover all the bases. We don't want to leave anybody behind, and we're trying to, again, to be helping as many of you as we can. I have a question offline also from Sony. Sony's here with two questions, but I'm still going to ask this question offline because I think it's a great question. Julius, I found a quote of you. So Sony wants to keep Julius accountable, okay? A quote of you saying, imagine redoing your life with no struggle, none, with everything being flawless with you, with everything being loving with you, joyous for you, magic for you, abundant health, no aging. The question is this the way to live our life in every moment, no matter what? Thank you.
It is a state of frequency, Master. It is a fifth level of consciousness, and it is the frequency of no judgment of thought, no judgment of thought. That is an example of what you would experience in that level of consciousness or in that energy frequency state. And the great news about that is that's all up to you. You are the empowered being that makes the decision as to how and when you decide to awaken. You decide to come back to your empowerment. You decide to let go of fear. You decide a new life based on your attitude and the energy behind that attitude, with which are your emotions. It is your consciousness practice. It is your awareness practice and mastering that truth. So that is a declaration of truth for a state of being that you will achieve at some point of your existence. And it is interrelated to the 5th level of consciousness.
Oh my God. Another amazing question. This one comes actually, I heard something the other day and I said, I have to ask it. And obviously, as you know, probably we have like what, 90% of our audience is feminine. So I had to ask this question because I've myself been involved in many initiatives regarding business and women in business here in Texas. And I wanted to ask this question. So this is what I heard online, and you tell me, okay? Julius, please tell me this question. I think it's going to be interesting obviously for the audience as well. So they were talking about women liberation, and when the movement started in the beginning of the 20th century, end of the 19th century. And they were saying that all that movement actually was financially supported by the ones that wanted to have women out of the homes, out of the families, and also having the kids out of home. So when the women started to work, the kids would go to school, and the school would be obliged to be receiving the messages that they received in school, starting in the beginning of the 20th century. Okay, I guess that you are understanding what my question is coming from. So how much truth, and again, I apologize, I'm just, that comes from a post I saw online, and it was very well documented. How much truth is there in this, thought and way of thinking, Casey and Julius?
Yeah, so no, we absolutely 100% support that movement was about breaking up the family. That's true, because there's a difference between a state of consciousness, which is extraordinarily powerful, feminine and empress energy, and infusing that into your family, into your business, into relationship, into your conscious journey, and into loving and spreading unified consciousness knowing and implementing a theory, which is what those that have control did with that. It's all about division. It's all about separateness. And it was designed to tear the family components apart because it put the male and female energy in opposition of each other. And you are correct, threw the child out into the programmable, indoctrinized education system where they could start programming them and being able to control them. So yes, we absolutely agree that was the agenda, but it doesn't have anything to do with the authentic release of feminism. So through programming. So everything needs to be restructured. But you can bet anything that's been implemented is all about division and control. Finding things authentically flowing through positive and negative, masculine and feminine energy, and balancing that, knowing where and when to inject it in any form of manifestation or creativity is a powerful, powerful gift. But it doesn't have anything to do with the way they structured an implementation to yank your children away from the home. Indoctrination into teaching was something that they created long ago to start to create robots, as you know, and to create a low consciousness society and a low consciousness species. And that is the truth. We know it hurts. We know it's painful, but the good news, masters, is all of those things are being deconstructed and will be reformulated, hopefully, to assist everybody out there who is part of humanity and part of the unified truth of knowing themselves as the all. Our children need to be supported. They don't need to be singled out. They don't need to be separated. It takes a village to raise our children, and everybody needs to get into that theory. Everybody has positive and negative attributes. Our children deserve everybody's positive stuff, and help them grow and help them nurture and help them know that they are the most extraordinary beings. So your future is bright. The way your educational system now is set up, it's all about competing against each other. And that is not the way to bring out the best in a creative mind.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I was thinking while you were saying this that very often we don't take enough time to actually stop and breathe and everything in our show. And things are going so fast today. The energy is just amazing. We're already over 50 minutes, 55-0 for the 59th show of the Ask Julius. And actually there was this very nice comment. Thank you so much, Hilda. Casey looks radiant. Very beautiful background, matching colors with Casey's blouse. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely.
Thank you. It's so kind. So kind. You know, we get on these videos and we think, oh, we're going to look so terrible, right? Probably because I got my filter on, right? Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. It's all about the filter. It's all about the filter.
Yeah. Maybe we should have some filters. That's a good way. Thank you, Casey, obviously, and thank you, Hilda, for being so kind with something that obviously we all agree with. And the Expand with Julius, and also with the Ask Julius show, obviously. All right, so Stacey Savage is saying, these questions are reading my mind lately. We certainly are all one, absolutely. That happens more and more often. There's someone who is new. Chantel, hi, we have not seen you before. Thank you very much for being here today. We have a long list of questions. We're only like 8 minutes away from finishing the show. Our apologies to everybody who is actually not going to have their question answered today. Please, production team, try to gather all those 15 questions, 15 that we didn't answer today. And I'm going to be daring enough to ask a question from someone that has never asked a question. It's her first show. Her name is Caroline Starr. Caroline, we're going to be asking your question because it's your first time here. She's saying, hello, my first time live. Are we allowed to ask a question? If so, mine is, are we getting a new financial system where the straw man account money we apparently returns to the people this year?
We cannot speak of timelines, Masters, at this time. Though we have complete governing control over the release of many things, we cannot speak to you of timelines. The system that is being brought online and is available to you, we're going to say is not a new system, but you would refer to it as a new system. It is a secure system. It is a unified system. It is a balanced system. Humanity is about to figure out and about to experience balance and fairness and distribution. It is an extraordinary truth for you living in such enslavement and such control. It is already ready to go. But we are not going to speak of the timeline as to when that trigger is going to be pulled.
All right. Thank you so much. And again, let's go to the first question that we let. Let me see if there's someone that hasn't asked a question who's asking a question. Yes, that would be Sylvia. Okay, so we're going to go for Sylvia. And again, the other 14 questions, we're going to keep them in a safe place. And then we're going to be asking them in the following show. So the next question comes from Sylvia, who still hasn't had the time to ask a question today. And Sylvia's question is the following, and it's the last question of the day. Let me actually make sure we show again the levels of consciousness expanded retreat that's going to happen between April 14th and April 17th, a very special one that we already talked about. Okay, so let me go back to, all right, the first question, or the question from, Sylvia Sudo is, please give us your perspective on the different ages this realm is and has experienced and their characteristics. For example, the age of Aquarius versus the age of Pisces. Thank you. Love you guys so much.
So it's a dominant energy field, Master. It is always there. It is kind of like the energy bodies around your physical bodies. These are energy body existences that exist on the realm. But they also exist in different timelines, and your timelines are being crossed and manipulated, pulled, inserted, pulled out, reduced, expanded. It is a perspective, Master. It is a perspective. It is not, it still supports that you are not source. And we want everybody to get into knowing that you are source and you can activate your reality anytime you want to, through abundance, through healing, through growing your consciousness, or not, or not. These are all still theories that support that something outside of you is going to govern your experience or govern the situation. And we do not feel that that is an empowered state. Does not feel that people don't succumb to it, because people buy into the theory, accept it as a truth, and then create it as a reality. That's how it works. But all you have to do is create your own reality, shift your thoughts, shift your emotions, and voila, you're living your life big, no matter what the age or time is. Because also this, Master, there is no time. So how is the time of Aquarius activated? That's what we would say.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And here I am capturing the different questions here. Hold on a second, because there's so much. I really don't want to miss anything from you guys. So right now, let me make sure I don't misplace this. So next show, we are able to answer all those questions. And that was going to be the last question, but actually we have time for another one. Woo-hoo-hoo. And
bonus questions.
Exactly, bonus question, and that's going to come from someone else that hasn't, the next in the line, that has not been able to ask a question today. It's probably, now it's extremely difficult. I don't want to be myself who's going to say what questions to ask right now or to answer right now. Maybe just say, it says, Julius, we have spoken about this for a long time. That comes from Eileen Christie Mills. It talks about the chlorine dioxide as a means of the detoxification. As we have spoken about chlorine dioxide for a long time, which actually have interviewed literally tens of people that have had success stories. We have spoken with the leaders of the organization worldwide who have expanded the use of chlorine dioxide. It's basically bringing oxygen to our body on asteroids. And that's why it helps so much in the detoxification. But please, let me read the question again, or let's allow Casey and Julius to answer this question. Can you please go over chlorine dioxide as a means of detoxification? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it just like Angel said, there's much information out there. There are different ways that people take it, different protocols. Many people find one protocol works really, really well for them, and another may find that another protocol works really well for them. It is liquid oxygen. So you take it, you take liquid oxygen. And what the oxygen does is it eats away at pathogens. It eats away at pathogens, which detoxifies, clears and cleans chronic conditions, diseases, all kinds of blockages, all kinds of problems, health issues in the body, and really can help produce radiance from the inside out. Like you were speaking about looking radiant. It is also a great combination to do it with hyperbaric chamber oxygen as well. So you've got it pushed from the inside out, but you can find lots of information, Masters. There's many books. There's some different websites. If you go to our website, Sue will probably direct you to Jim Hubble's website. Angel, what is the website and what is the protocol that is your favor on this?
It's definitely, it's two websites. Let me show you this one. Let me make sure. I'm going to try it right now to make sure that it's active, and you're going to go down. Exactly. It's actually working. Let me find the URL that takes you directly to the English speaking website. 1 second. The website is actually verifying that I'm not a robot. Okay, so all right, I found it. Let me go to English, United States. Okay. Come on. Obviously.
Patience, hold it.
Exactly, hold it, exactly. So let me, hold on a second. So English. Okay, let me share this with you. Hopefully that will be, I think that's the right one. At the bottom of the, yes, that's the one. They are the organization that has literally tens of thousands of medical doctors using chlorine dioxide today to heal any sort of condition. And something else to add to what Julius said is, it makes your body alkaline. It makes your body alkaline as a consequence of everything that Julius just said and shared with you.
Yes.
All right, so let's make myself larger. So it means that we went already over the hour, which we typically try not to go because then there are several outlets where we cannot load up to 1 hour. So thank you so much, Julius, and thank you so much, Casey. Great combination of the mandala and your outfit. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for whoever was kind enough to share their internet signal with us and the premises with us. And for everybody, thank you. Thank you for being with us. Any final words, Casey?
It gets better and better. Doesn't it get better and better? It's amazing. You guys are all amazing. It's the reason that it gets better and better and better. Tell your friends, join the party. We'll see everybody next week. Consider the 7 levels of consciousness teaching. We're going to start, I think, on Sunday. Join us for that. It's going to change everything for you or assist you in everything that you're doing. Everybody have a great day, a great week, and we'll see you next Thursday.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, goodbye. Thank you. And goodbye from Utah in the U.S. and Texas in the U.S. as well. Thank you, everybody joining from Asia, from Europe, from all over the place in the Americas, from the north till the south, if the north and the south existed, and maybe from Antarctica as well. Thank you all for being here. There are a few questions related to the eclipse, by the way, that they also wanted to get asked, but it will be next week. Thank you for your patience. And then I'm going to show this wonderful outro video. You will see this now. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. We love you. Bye-bye.